Hey, what is going on, you littering Lotad? Before we take a look at this super dope single strike deck that I've been absolutely blown away by with how good it is. I did not expect this deck to be that good at all. I decided to try it out the other day on the stream, twitch.tv/AzulGG. Second link in the description this time around. Give it a click, give it a follow. Yeah, absolutely blown away by how good this deck is. And we'll get into that in just a second. I just wanted to mention to you guys that I do run these sub-tournaments for my Twitch subs over at twitch.tv/AzulGG. Like I said, second link in the description. Give it a click, give it a follow. But I'm going to be opening it up to the YouTube members over here as well. So if you're already a YouTube member here on my channel, and you want to play in these tournaments, or you want to become a YouTube member to support the content that I make here, or play in the tournament, or whatever, you can do that now by clicking the little join button under the video player right down here, I think, right over here. So give that a click, check it out. You get a ton of dope emotes for becoming a member, and now you get to play in these super cool tournaments that I've been running. The last qualifier is going to be happening on Sunday, so if you want to get in on that, go ahead, click the first link in the description. It'll take you to the tournament page, and all the information you should need to be able to join the tournament and everything will be over there. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this deck list, and I'll go over why this thing is just so dope. So it's a single strike box deck. Our main attackers are the Morpeko with the explosive Discontent, which is really good against Mew VMAX, of course, and it's just a really good 2-hit KO attacker into like any VMAX or even stuff like a Zacian deck or something like that. And then we have the Sviper, which is a very good 1-hit KO attacker against stuff like Mew VMAX, or even like up against something like Zacian. But we can also combo the Sviper game and get huge 1-hit KOs, like 1-hit KO like a Umbreon VMAX or something with the Karen's Conviction. So we play one Karen's Conviction. I've been trying to fit a Lantern in here, a single strike Lantern. I haven't quite found the space for it yet. And then we play 3 Stonejourner. We play so many of these because the Jolteon matchup. Jolteon's super popular, and it's a really good attacker in a lot of matchups as well, not just up against Jolteon, but Jolteon's really popular. We need to be able to beat Jolteon. So we got 3 Stonejourner in here as our last attackers. So those are our attackers. A mix of Misfits here. The Morpeko, the Sviper, and the Stonejourner. And the only thing they have all in common is their single strike Pokemon. So we get to combo them with Houndoom, with of course the single strike Roar to accelerate energy onto them for whatever situation we might need them to help them attack. And yeah, then we attack with them and we get KOs and we win games. It's actually crazy. This deck actually works, and it's like super low maintenance and super consistent. I've found it's super low maintenance turn to turn, despite the fact that, you know, we have to set up a new attacker every time and they need single strike Roar energy. But when we combo that with the Mysterious Tail of Mew to help us find our urns, I found it super easy to chain attackers in this deck. We also play so many attackers, it's easy to find something to do turn to turn. And sometimes we even attack with Houndoom, especially up against Mew VMAX. Houndoom's a pretty good attacker, KO Meloettas, KO Mew Vs, and so on. And like I said, Mew, the only support Pokemon in the deck, but it's great at finding what we need. The Evolution Incense to find the Houndooms, Quick Balls, Level Balls to find our attackers. It finds the urns, which has been the biggest help so far. The Mew finding the urn to get our energy back in the deck, to get it back out of the deck with the single strike Roar. Pokemon Search. I did try Battle VIP Pass, but I was like, they're good, and they help us set up early on, but they don't Houndours. I feel like that's going to be better. And it has been, because I haven't been feeling like I've had slower starts because I haven't had the Battle VIP Pass. And then we have level balls later in the game to like find extra Houndours or find the Morpekos or find the Mews or whatever. So that's been good. That's been great. Supporters. Research Bruno. We play Bruno as our secondary draw supporter because we do have this Viper in here. We need to play a single strike supporter to get the extra damage on the strong tail. So we got 4 of those in here. Couple Boss, which we use sometimes. They're not that important. 3 Tower of Darkness, of course, because we play so many single strike cards in this deck. And the attackers are pretty matchup based, or most of the time they're pretty matchup based. So we can just discard the other ones with the Tower of Darkness, which is super nice. Or extra Houndoom pieces. We usually aim to set up a 3/3 Houndoom, but we usually have like an extra Dower or a Doom or whatever. Or sometimes we only set up a 2/2, and then we have a ton of extra Dowers and Dooms, so Tower of them away. Of course, the 4 Urn, a couple Pokegear, more outs to draw supporters turn to turn. We don't play anything like Crobat or Crobat. So, and also Mysterious Tail can find the Pokegear, which then allows us to find a supporter, so it's nice to have that as an out to a draw supporter as well. And then Air Balloons, as our pivot, we need to be able to move our Mew as our pivot each turn, or just make sure we can move whatever is in our active. And then for the energy, 4 single strike energy, of course, and then 4 capture. And this is the one thing I would maybe want to try and add more of, is just more energy. And I guess it would be maybe Hiding Dark energy, because I have been feeling like I've been running really close on energy pretty consistently in some matchups. So a couple more energy wouldn't hurt. And that's the list, guys. The single strike Misfits. Let's go ahead, let's get in some games. And I'll show you guys how it runs. If you guys enjoy the video, give it a like. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell. Let's do it. All right, here we go. What a start. This is actually incredible. Holy moly. Mew start. 3 outs to basic Pokemon. I mean, it does not get better than this. We're also up against the Mew VMAX. You'd love to see it. Very solid matchup for us. and a very solid opening hand. There's the Meloetta grab from my opponent, so that looks like it's going to be their initial attacker. They could still pivot into a Mew, but actually one of our best... Well, Morpeko's good up against the Meloetta as well, I guess. Man, this hand is just absurd. Let's start digging into it, I guess. I'm going to leave the Houndooms in the deck. Grab myself a Dower. Going to quick ball away a Pokegear, get a Swiper if there's one in there, and attach the capture. Best target for capture besides Stonjourner, but we don't want Stonjourner in this matchup. The Morpeko down there, and then the research to follow it up. And man, what a hand for a follow-up as well. Pretty much everything we need. I don't really need a quick ball, I don't think. I think I'm gonna go for the air balloon just in case my opponent doesn't knock out. If my opponent just doesn't knock out this Mew, I mean, I want to be able to move it. I just want to be able to move it, start swinging this Viper. So let's go ahead and grab the air balloon there. I don't want to, like, I could have benched like a second Mew, then air balloon to the other Mew, but if they go like boss, KO, you know, if they like want to pick out a Dower or a Morpeko or a Swiper or whatever, if they want to target something specific, I don't really want to have two Mews stuck in play for the rest of the game. We don't really want two Mew in this game, in this matchup, in this scenario. There is the Sparkle from my opponent. And then here comes that Genesect. So they're looking okay. They actually recovered really well from that really slow turn one there. Really, really well. Let's see if they can keep going here or not. They do need a switch card to be able to take a KO this turn. They can definitely KO whatever they want on my board. Should they get like an escape rope or, you know, catcher heads or something like that. But they could be done here. This could be it. There's the escape rope. So yeah, we'll send up the... Actually, how do I want to KO this Meloetta? I got a couple options here. I think I'm going to give up a Dower, actually, because we can keep the Morpeko around, and then Morpeko can be our attacker into the Meloetta here, actually. So I think I like that a little bit more. Yeah, I think I like that a little bit more. Actually, using Houndour and Houndoom in this matchup as attackers is also really good. Just don't need to do it right now. Get rid of the second Mew. Don't need it anymore at this point, or probably won't need it anymore at this point. I guess I don't know for sure, but it's not looking like it's going to be a big deal to have around. Pekko's going in. I'm going to load up an energy on my Swiper. Now, the Swiper in this matchup can be a pretty big deal because if they play the Oricorio, we can't actually one-hit KO Mew VMAX with 2 energy on the Morpeko. So we're going to have to switch up our attacking plan, potentially. Mysterious Tail. I don't really want another Urn in my hand if we get a research off the Pokegear, so I'm going to fail this, actually, and then just go for this KO. And we'll see what my opponent has after this. Probably going to be an attack with Mew. They also set up something on the top deck with the Rotom Phone, so they're probably not in a terrible spot. Yeah, we don't really want another Urn in the hand just chilling. That doesn't do a whole bunch for us. Especially if we get a research, we're going to want that Urn back in the deck. But yeah, if they do play the Oricorio, Morpeko with 2 Single Strike energy actually doesn't KO the Mew VMAX. Like, if we Houndoom to Morpeko twice, we actually don't KO Mew VMAX. So you could like attach and Houndoom twice, but that means you need to hit a Single Strike energy and then Houndoom 2 Single Strike energy onto the Morpeko. But with the Swiper, we can Houndoom twice plus attach a capture, so it's a little bit more flexibility. And also just hitting hard with Swiper sometimes comes in clutch. I found that to be pretty consistently a factor, to be honest. But yeah, Swiper's going to be able to get the KO here. If we can find a Single Strike supporter. We do need to find a Single Strike supporter. If not, we might have to go the route of Morpeko. So I'm going to give up this. We don't need this. Going to go ahead and grab. That's the concede. What? They don't even want to see my turn? I mean, we're probably going to get there. We didn't quite have it, though. But apparently my opponent's like, all right, I don't want to play against any of these dark Pokemon anymore. And they weren't even that. They didn't even actually end up being behind. Even though they had a really slow start. They got the turn 2 knockout, right? Yeah, they got the turn 2 knockout. They had the turn 3 knockout. I mean, if we got the KO there, we're going to be in a really good spot. I'm not going to lie. But, I mean, they were on pace. Apparently, they don't want to deal with the Morpeko, though. Getting to go first in this one, which we definitely will do. We do actually prefer to go first when we get the chance. Opening hand is a little bit rough, though. Not a whole ton of options. We might actually go with, like, Capture to Houndour to get a Mew, and then maybe Mew can find us, like, a level ball and keep building up from there. We are up against Zacian, so depending on the Zacian deck, this will be really hard or not too bad. Yeah, it depends on what kind of Zacian it is, to be honest. Can be more difficult sometimes. Gonna get the Mew. And then, I mean, at this point, we're pretty set up, to be honest. Mysterious Tail, I will grab the level ball. I don't really want to grab anything with it. I guess we're going to probably attack with more Pico next turn, so I could just go ahead and grab the Pico now. That seems reasonable. Definitely want to hold the rest of the hand. I don't want to put the air balloon in play yet. Because they could scrapper it. Yeah, I could just grab a Pico, right? Nothing wrong with grabbing a Pico. No, Swipers are our big... Ooh, we did prize one of our Swipers. Our Swipers are our big attackers in this matchup. Because they can actually... one-hit KO Zacian if they don't have the cape. Or we can use the Karen's Conviction to get a one-hit KO with more Pico even actually in the late game as well. So the Karen's Conviction is a big deal to get a one-hit KO later on. If you think about how the prize trade kind of breaks down, we try to two-hit KO them, and they one-hit KO us, but there were 2 prize cards. So the first hit is a big deal on either side. They could do a little tricky play here on this first one, actually, where they like run to an Orangaroo. And also, like, capes plus the healing of Crystal Cave can sometimes put them out of range, so we got to be careful of that. We got to try and close the KOs out as soon as possible. So actually, Stone Journer's like a fine attacker in this matchup as well, because we kind of just need attackers turn to turn. Morpico's the most efficient attacker, but I mean, we don't have endless Morpicos to work with all the time, so yeah, Morpico might be the most efficient, but whoa, chill out. I mean, that's definitely what they're probably going to be attacking with next turn. We're going to get this first hit off, which is going to be a big deal. We can't really win the Stadium War, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and just get rid of the tower here. You know what? I should have probably single strike roared first. I had quite a few. Yeah, I should have maybe single strike roared first. Let's not talk about it. We're really solid second turn here. We're gonna get this other Morpico down as well. And then I do want to get this single strike energy back in the deck, but to be honest, I'm not feeling stressed about playing this Bruno right now. I almost kind of want to wait. I'm just gonna go here. We're gonna retreat. Well, we should. Are we gonna Bruno here or not? Is the question. I'm not feeling stressed to Bruno here though. I would just want to hold it, especially now that I got this urn off this. Like, looking pretty good. Just gonna get a hit in here for 160. Yeah, I wasn't feeling stressed about playing the Bruno there because we basically need to play. Like, if they Marnied us, if we Brunoed and they Marnied us, like, but our Bruno's only drawing us 4, so it's like we're probably gonna have to play another draw supporter next turn to see, you know, the good stuff. And we kind of need to do that like every single turn until we get to a turn where we've, you know, maybe, you know, turn 5, turn 6, where we've kind of thinned out the deck enough where it's like, okay, at this point, we're going more so for, you know, like a boss knockout or something, right? But to get there, it does take a little while. So I really need to make sure each turn leading up to that I am playing a draw supporter. So I'd rather just have this Bruno around. Like, if my opponent Marnies us here, it's fine. It looks like they don't. They're going to get a hit here, but we get the return KO here. Like I said, they can pretty easily get out of range of our KOs, though, because, like, if they get another heal on this Zacian, they'd be out of range. So you got to be careful. We got to get the hits, and that's when the bosses sometimes come in play, is to literally just bring up what we just hit so they can't heal it again. That's only if they get like 2 attackers set up, though. If they don't get the 2 attackers set up, then that never really comes up. But and we want to keep pressuring them so they can, you know, they don't get the 2 attackers set up. I'm gonna go with the Bruno. My opponent, they recognize greatness here, letting me know that I have a good deck. I agree. My deck is great. Tail here, I think. Level ball. Okay, I like this level ball here, actually. We can go level ball. We can grab a Dower, the last Dower. I don't think my opponent's going to be too aggressive. We could have actually even grabbed the Mew there, but I like keeping the quick ball around for other stuff. Draw a couple. Okay. Another Houndoom is nice. Got the Swiper option. I think I'm just going to... If I get a capture... Basically, I'm thinking, like, if I get a capture energy, I want to be able to put it on something. And I think that something is actually a Stone Journer here, because I want to save this Viper until it's getting like a one-hit KO, right? Like, I think I'm down to just go ahead and grab the Journer now, get it in play, just get it there. I'm not like scared of it getting stuck in the active or anything like that, I don't think. I mean, that could come up. Maybe I shouldn't have benched it because of that, because now, I mean, I got this balloon off the prize cards, but I also have to find a capture energy to retreat it, which I don't like. And plus, like, you know, Zacian decks like play 2 Tool Scrappers, so if they scrapper my Muse Air Balloon, now the Air Balloon on the Stone Journer is useless, and it can kind of like build up to be in a pretty bad spot, to be honest. Definitely a misstep here from my opponent, setting up the Zacian over the Orangaroo. That doesn't feel correct at all. Because the chance that that doesn't feel correct, unless they're just comfortable with you getting a hit but not a prize card. But like I mentioned, like the prize card on a Orangaroo is kind of irrelevant. Like, kind of like their optimal starter. Whoa, tons of, and there's that Scrapper. Like I said, they play 2 of them usually, so we haven't seen the end of the scraps, I don't think. We got to be careful. We only play 3 air balloons, so we got to be careful. Make sure our things can move turn to turn. We don't want something to get stuck in the active and not be able to attack with it or retreat it. That rarely happens, but it can happen. And that's the important thing, is it can happen. So this top deck is Stonejourner. What do we have left in here? More Pico. So we got 3 attackers, 5 attackers left. They have 5 prize cards. So we have enough attackers to fill out the prize trade. Like, we've got the Karen's Conviction for maybe a big 1-hit KO later in the game. Both our boss, our Pokegears here as well to help us find the boss and the Karen's Conviction. And then we have 2 earn. It looks like we did prize and earn then. This will be one of our... If you want to draw then. We are running out of... I don't want to draw into any of this though. That's the thing. We're running out of... We have 2 quick ball left actually. We have a decent amount out. So I don't want to use the... I want to research, but I don't want to use the Tower of Darkness. I'm not going to take anything off this as well. Because... I actually don't even want to use the single strike war because I want to keep my options open on that. I will put a capture on the Stonejourner though. I'm definitely comfortable with doing that. We got the Karen's Conviction in the hand. Maybe even use that on the next turn. We have like a really good hand to set up a Swiper play, to be honest. I just hit, I guess. Could also go for like a boss KO on this Zacian. We could also make that happen. Boss KO that and then play for the Karen's play next turn, but if we get Marnied, maybe a turn after that or something like that. Get that working. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. This one would have been better if, like I mentioned, it would be better if like, my opponent just let me KO the Guru. Because then, like, I basically wasted an attack if they don't put another Oranguru in play, because then I could go boss KO Guru. But if they don't do that, I'm 1 attack further away from winning the game. Unless they put a Guru in play, but like they just shouldn't do that, right? So definitely a misstep from my opponent. I think I am just setting up the Stonejourner here and planning to attack with it, whether it be the active or with a boss KO on the Zacian, one of the 2. I want to keep the capture around because we're running out of energy in general. I would prefer the boss KO here, and we have a pretty good chance of seeing a boss. There's an air balloon. Yeah, pretty good shot of seeing the boss here, to be honest. That's a Bruno. That's not boss. We'll take it. Earn. Some single strike roaring. And play some stuff. And then I do have the Karen's Convictions, quick ball, capture energy combo. I don't have an earn anymore, so I think we gotta go with the Bruno. There's the earn. A bunch of other stuff as well. Go ahead and play this just to burn it. Gonna keep the quick balls. Need quick ball targets though, so I might hold this level ball because of that. Quick ball, the research though. Okay, and then hammer time. This is one thing that actually kind of comes up. Has been coming up with the deck that I've actually ran into. It's just kind of running out of attackers, to be honest. I like just kind of start to run out of attackers. And that's why I actually went to the 3rd Morpeko. Because it only takes 2 single strike energy, whereas like this needs like double single strike plus a capture or triple single strike energy. It's just like finding like matchups specifically like this where we have to attack quite a few times, to be honest. And it's possible I actually shouldn't have even attacked there, and I could have just like sent up the Mew and played the Bruno. And that actually would have made a scenario where I could have just waited for the boss KO on this, because this is like super far from getting out of range. It doesn't have a cape. They didn't have the Crystal Cave last turn, so it's pretty far away from actually getting out of range of the knockout. That is definitely a way I could have like changed up my play there, to be honest. I definitely could have played this different. We're definitely gonna go for the boss this turn. Our odds of getting the boss are just super high at this point. There's the Crystal Cave, so yeah, we definitely want to chase this. We can, ooh, see, now they're at a range of like Morpeko with 1 single strike energy. I need double single strike energy still for the Morpeko to get the KO, which is not great, to be honest. We're like running out of energy. I could go for a Houndoom KO if I get a capture energy though. If I top deck a capture energy, I could use Houndoom to KO. Oh no, because it's just 90. They're gonna be to 120 on the following turn as well. It's starting to get out of range, to be honest. They're starting to get out of range. No weakness to be taken advantage of here in this one. Yeah, maybe I should have never done this attack. Maybe that attack was a mistake here. I'm starting to think it was. I mean, we'll see if we can rally here. There's the boss. Okay. Mysterious Tail. No hits. That's fine. There's 1 in here. To get that last knockout, think, like, if they didn't get the... What's it called there? We actually could have KO'd this with 1. Good an 80. So we need to get that earn off the prize cards, I think, basically is the situation here. Need to get the earn off the prize cards. Or... no KO. We could make this weird for them. How many saucer are they down? We could go with the Karen's Conviction this turn, potentially. KO, and this would force up something with lower HP, allowing us to play like a draw supporter on the next turn. Which I think I like. We whiffed the Karen, though, so now we gotta go with the boss. I'll take a Bruno. Have the option of that, I guess. Whiffed the Karen there. Yeah, so it's gonna be a boss KO on the one with the energy, and then, like I said, I think we need that earn off the prize card. I don't see another win condition here. Besides boss off prize cards, 160 coming in from the discontent. Do we get the earn? That's a capture energy. That's still good, but it's not the earn. Oh no. I think we've ran out of energy here. And yeah, I think I just shouldn't have made that attack happen with that Stone Journer. I should have held out for a boss play into a Karen's Conviction play. Because going for that extra attack, now that you can see there's just this otherization in play with a bunch of damage on it. When I could have played for a one-hit KO instead of a two-hit KO here, we whiffed the earn off the prize cards. And now I'm pretty sure we're just out of energy. We have one single strike energy in deck. We're going to be a single strike energy short here. Yeah, I think we're going to be a single strike energy short here. So close, yet so far, I guess. Not quite the dub. I'm going to go ahead and wait and just play through my next turn. Make sure I can't get there. But I'm pretty sure we're locked out of being able to get there. But it is a close matchup. Like I said at the beginning, it is a close matchup. We whiffed an earn at the end of it here, it looks like. And that'll be the difference between getting the dub or not. With the earn off the prize cards. But I could have also just played it, like I said, I could just played it like kind of like a turn slower. Brave Blade comes in. And if I had played it, you know, like a turn slower, just been like, okay, I just don't need that extra damage in play. If I just didn't do this damage, this turn we could have gone really aggressive for that Karen's Conviction play. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't, you know. But maybe we should get this Viper KO the active, because they don't even have a cape on the active here. I don't think it's going to matter in the end. Yeah, one single strike energy. Karen's Conviction with the Lance Pulse. Is that ever enough? 180. Not quite. But if we do hit with it, they're not guaranteed to win, to be honest, in the current situation. I could go like single strike roar. Hits. They don't guaranteed win next turn. Or KO it next turn, I guess. So I guess why not play it that way, right? Go ahead and play the Bruno first here, because I can always Mysterious Tail into the air balloon if I whiff it. It's giving me like one more turn. If I do hit it, I did not hit it. That's it. This is all we got. Let's see if this Stone Journer can pull it off. Lance Pulse. If they get stuck in the active for a turn, we can Karen's Conviction next turn, and then that would work. But I don't think it's gonna go that way. I think our opponent here is probably gonna have a switch card or just an energy to attach to the bench. Because Karen's Conviction that turn we would have done not quite enough. It would be what, 100 and plus 80, so 160, so not quite. More Pico numbers. But I mean, we do top deck it next turn, so if they don't attack this turn, maybe this bad 5 cards, I guess. But there's the switch, and then here comes the hard retreat, or switch, why not? So that's gonna do it for us. My opponent doesn't win this turn, but we can't create another attacker, so that does it for us. We do lose this one, but like I said, in the middle of the game, definitely a misstep by me, I think. And if we had gone there enough the prize cards, would have covered up my misstep, but didn't happen this time, so we will lose to this Asian deck. Here we go again. Another spectacular opening hand, to be honest. We got the Journer, and then 2 outs to Pokemon plus a research. We're going second. Generally not a big deal, though, because the deck is well equipped to win games going second when we're up against multi-prize decks, and it looks like that's what we're up against here. Looks like it is the Gengar VMAX. Very good matchup for us. And we got our optimal attacker in the active, which is where it's not ideal to be, actually. But we're gonna go and get another Stone Journer off this quick ball, I think, and attach a single strike energy to it. Level ball can find us a Houndour. And then, hey, Journer off the top. Don't hate it, to be honest, because we do need Dowers. Got to prioritize the Dowers. That is our #1 priority early on in games, is get out the Dowers. Because we're all a bunch of basic attackers. We don't need to evolve those. We just need to evolve the Dowers, and then we can kind of go from there. Oh, man. Third dower is nice. Fourth dower. Apparently, my opponent does not want to mess with the single strike box. The insta-concede stuck around a little bit longer than that Mew player we played against in game 1, but apparently weakness is too much for people to handle these days on ladder. Getting to go first. Let's do it. Let's get some dowers. Ooh, hand would have been pretty good if we had a basic to go with it, as long as we didn't lose the quick ball or the capture or the research. So who knows how good that hand would have been if there was a basic in it, to be honest. More Pico start. Ooh, this hand not as good, to be honest. I think we're up against Jolteon. I think I saw a... Actually, I'm not sure what we're up against here. It could be... I think it might be Inteleon VMAX Rapid Strike. We'll see here. We'll see. Definitely a matchup where we have to be aggressive if it is. Okay. Dracozolt. That doesn't sound like a bad matchup at all. Introduce him to my Stone Journers, I think. They're going to give up on the Karen's Conviction off the rip here. Hate to do it, but got to make sure we're playing the game. Level Ball, get a Houndoom. Quick Ball, get a Journer. Ooh, we did prize 2 Stone Journer, though, so things could get rough later on. I don't think that they might play... I don't think they play Tool Scrapper. They might play Jammer, though. They might play Tool Jammer. I don't think they would play Tool Scrapper, but I could see Jammer being played. This kind of makes me wish I played my Air Balloon, to be honest, but can't predict it all. Getting Marnied here. Let's see if they can find themselves another basic Pokemon, because they kind of need it here. Of course, I guess they don't know that my current hand isn't that great. It's just the beak. Can we get the Donk? We're close, but we don't have everything yet. The Houndoom. Capture out a Mew, I think. Single Strike Roar. Air Balloon away. Gonna go ahead and tower the tower. Not there quite yet. Dower down. Bruno down. Air Balloon. Hey, there it is. A donk on the Dracozolt. Love to see it. Finally getting some weakness advantage out of our squad today. I mean, the Gengar, we played against a Gengar VMAX, but they didn't stick around very long. But we get to donk this Dracozolt. Another coin flip win. Ooh, and this hand is, besides the lack of a draw supporter, pretty ridiculous. Robat from my opponent. Got the Bruno in the hand now, though. No great options for the capture, so I'm just gonna throw it on the active. It does make our Mew into a pivot. I'm gonna go with a Journer here, because a Journer can KO the Crobat next turn. And out a couple Dowers. I might discard a Dower off. I don't want to, though. Tower of Darkness. I could Tower of Darkness away the Bruno. That seems like a tad greedy. Maybe just the right amount of greedy. I don't know. That seems a tad greedy. Let's go with a Mysterious Tail. Air Balloon is nice for now. Not going to be nice enough for forever, though. We're going to need a little bit more than a Air Balloon. So we're going to need a little bit more than that, but nice for now. Have a good deck. Thank you. I appreciate the compliments. Yeah, nice for now. Coughing from my opponent. That's going to shut down our abilities. Man, I really wish I got an energy on my Journer then. So Journer matches up really well into Wheezing, actually, once you get to attacking. Not attacking yet, though, for us. So we're a little bit away from that. But, okay, Eternatus VMAX. Should be a pretty good matchup. Never played against it, to be honest. To get actually the one-hit KO with the Giga Hammer, we do need triple single strike energy, which can be a little bit difficult to pull off. But when you're up against a 3-prize Pokemon that you can one-hit KO, whiffing a turn of an attack to set up for a one-hit KO of an attack, it's like a fine trade-off. So it's like not going to happen all the time that we get the one-hit KO when we immediately need it. But getting into it a little bit later on shouldn't be a huge deal. And actually, even KOing Crobat, we only need 2 single strike energy for the Lance Balls to get the knockout. So it's super efficient attacker into Crobat. The only thing I'm scared of is like that turn 1 Wheezing. I mean, our hand's dead. If they don't get rid of the Tower of Darkness, that would be our only draw support. Research, they contemplated that for a while, though. What did they lose? A couple E-Switch. The Wheezing, they had a Marnie to work with, but I like the choice to be a little bit more aggressive there. When you're in a bad matchup, you usually want to be a little bit more aggressive. So I like my opponent just being like, all right, bad matchup. Let's just go. Let's send it. Let's find more. See what we can pull off. And more is working. Actually, that's really annoying. I can't actually retreat my Mew without an Air Balloon. I can do it with the air balloon. So actually, we're gonna prime another. All right, let's do this first. We can kind of like feed our Mew capture energy here, which is so keep Mew being able to move under the Galarian Mine. Get another Journer, and then we're gonna go in with that Mysterious Tail. Evolution Incense for another Doom sounds. I mean, just seems too good to not do. Let's get it. I'm Doom. Not gonna use this one's Single Strike Roar though. I don't think. Triple Doom, attach, retreat, and like I said, we only need 2 energy on the Lance Pulse to get the knockouts. So boom, Lance Pulse, knockout, 100 damage as long as there's a stadium in play. Boom, the Galarian Mine's there. And if it wasn't, we'd have a Tower of Darkness, which would be even better. And then get the air balloon there with the capture energy on it, so it basically becomes a pivot for 2 turns. After that, we're gonna need to find another Tower of Darkness or another capture energy or something like that. My opponent gets out that turns his VMAX, but we do have triple Single Strike energy ready to go with the Urn in the hand plus the Stone Churner on the bench. And even if they Marnied me, I'd be pretty confident in us drawing into an Urn to be able to set up the KO on this return to his VMAX. So this game is all, I hate to say it already, all but over. We are kind of cruising in this current situation. There's the Wheezing. The Wheezing could still cause some problems. It does shut down all of our abilities, which we do have quite a few of, especially in the current scenario set up. So that could still get annoying. I don't think it's going to be a problem, though. I don't think I'm going to be scared of the Wheezing, but you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Let's see if they got that energy to start with, to be honest. If they don't have the energy here, they're cooked. I mean, it kind of already feels like they're cooked, but they can't see my hands, so they don't know how cooked they potentially are here. But if they don't have an energy here, they are for sure cooked. This one is over, or all but over. They've slowed down their pace of play to a crawl, so that tells me, okay, maybe they're just starting with a quick ball here. They haven't Crobatted yet, that is true. Get to dig a little bit deeper. Oh no, there's no more deeper digging. Well, then this one is basically over, I feel like. Single Strike Roar. And you know what? I'm actually gonna go ahead and prep. Now that I put one on the active, I want to put one more here on the bench. Because the only line of play I see here for my opponent that would be annoying is if they went and bossed this Stone Journer and then poisoned it with Wheezing. So to make this thing a little bit more ready to attack. Single Strike Roar there right now. This also means it'll get KO'd coming back into my turn. So if they poison us for 40, be 40 into our turn, 40 out of our turn, we'd be at 100, then 40 into our turn. We just don't want to get KO'd with poison going into their turn, because then they can set up another play around that. Like a situation like this is or should be hopefully fine. Our active Stone Journer does get KO'd going into their turn though, but I am just capture energy away from winning the game. But I don't want to like burn all my air balloons and then lose to some kind of boss Galarian Mine shenanigans. So like that's what I see as being a potential problem here. It's the only thing I'm like not super scared of, but I'm like a little bit worried about, to be honest. They're going for it. They went for it. The boss on the journey. So now if we get a capture for this one, like I said, we can keep attacking. But I think we'll just wait. Like if they don't poison it, we'll eventually get a capture energy. If they poison it, we'll get knocked out going into our turn. Then we should attack with this Stone Journer and we're chilling. So I think we're just gonna draw pass here. If we don't top deck, you know, if we draw into an energy, I'm gonna attach it and win the game. But if we don't top deck a capture energy, I think we're chilling. Just having a good time, hanging out. I'll at least burn the level ball, I guess, to get that 4th Houndour if it's not prized. So if they Marnie as it goes to the bottom of the deck instead of us seeing it later on through other draw means. We don't want to be top decking or anything. No energy for the Weezing, so they're not even going to be poisoning us this turn. Yeah, Dower is kind of the most useless. Even like the Mew, I feel like is a little bit better. I don't want to research away an Urn. Keep this on Journal just in case. I think we're just passing. I could have played the Bruno, but like, I just don't feel pressure to do anything. I'm just kind of fine with like Bruno for 4. Like the chances of seeing a capture energy when we're down 2 is like pretty low. And if anything, it just gives me less options when if they just decide to be, well, they just use Bruno and they only have 4 cards in their hand now instead of 8. I'm just gonna go ahead and use a turn to just knock out their Stone Journer or something, right? Like then all of a sudden we have less options. We still have the Mew, of course, but we can literally draw pass here. You know, even if one of the capture energy is prized, we have 2 left, so we're guaranteed to hit one eventually. At 20, I could wait here. I could stay here for 27 turns, you know. Which we could do. Boss would let me use abilities. It doesn't let me move my active though, so pass. Oh, also boss plus Tower of Darkness combo can get our Stone Journer out of the active. So that's also another. We got the boss now, so we are a Tower of Darkness away from. We're still winning the game. Once again, winning the game. I guess we don't even need the boss, to be honest. We actually just need the Tower of Darkness, because we should move the active to the Stone Journal. I don't know why I thought I needed the boss. For some reason, I thought I needed access to abilities, but we just need to move the active. We don't need to use the... This Stone Journal is ready to ready to go. He's ready to cook. He's just waiting for the right opportunity. And that opportunity involves him just getting to the active. So as soon as we can do that, the Stone Journal is going to take over the game. All right, the Eternatus is set up. All right, pass back again. Hey, there we go. Boom, Tower of Darkness, Air Balloon, Retreat, and Lance Pulse to clean this one up. And yeah, man, when you hit against a deck that's weak to this deck, it feels ridiculous. The deck also just feels so good. I can't explain it. It's just so consistent. You're always doing something turn to turn. I've been blown away. Like I said, I was completely blown away when I started playing this deck. It's just so absurd how good it is. Like, it's absurd how good this is. Compared to my expectations, I guess, at the very least. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, give a like, enjoy the content, you're new here, subscribe, hit the bell, do those things, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.